प्रीमियम ट्रेड कूपन काम करने जैसे 3.1 है और 26 30 में 39 ये 2.1 है ऐसे लगता है समझे इससे क्या होता है इसमें क्या होगा ये ड्रॉ होने इसमें साइड में ड्रेस हो कौन सा ये ड्रेस अंदर दीवार में जाना यहाँ पे अरे दीवार से जो है मुझे कुछ भी ऐसे खोलने के लिए कोई अच्छी नहीं हमारे तो फोटो सब एनिमेट किया था और भी अरे तो नहीं उठा था ना गाड़ी क्या था नहीं यार रखा था ये क्या इसके ये ड्रेस सेपरेट करना है कलर है ये ड्रेस आगे रहता है इससे बोला को दुकान है जैसे तुम ये सब है ना अच्छा हाँ बताया था इसी लकी कॉइन है 100 तो मटेरियल है ये मतलब जैसे पेंट होता है ना बनते ये तो सब पेंट है ये जैसे अपग्रेड होगा ना जैसे ये टाइम से दिखाएगा और ये उसका मतलब मान लो कि सब एक बार बनेगा 100 होने के बाद उससे कम हो जाएगा नहीं ये क्या है ये कुछ नहीं सीधे नहीं लगा के जाएगा ना बच्चों तो बेर में पीछे पीछे से कंबाइन होता है ये ऐसे कुछ कर ये कर ये पूरा कर यहाँ पे इसे पढ़ेगा मस्त हो जाता है ऐसे कर पढ़ेगा ये फिर से करनी नहीं जी खर्चे खर्चे ना मतलब बता खर्चे नहीं करना इसका तो लग रहा है अरे गलत ना
So, hello everyone, it's Crockling here. तो हम लोग शुरू करने वाले हैं अपना DSA Night स्ट्रीम। ये तो कोड फोर्सेस पे आ गया और let's filter this with 800 to only 800. So we are only solving only questions of the 800 rating problems while we have applied the filter. Let's first start with clock just to measure how much I have studied. Skip breaks. Let's start first time. And I will keep it right there. If you can see this. So we have filtered it in and we will first start it with the increasing difficulty. And here I have started. So these are the questions I have already solved and I'm starting it just for a warm-up session. And for the warm-up, I'll start with the Hulk. So first, let it load. Let's start from very simple things just for a warm-up. So Dr. Wolf Brenner. So first read out the questions truly. Dr. Wolf hates his enemy, like others don't. As we all know, he can barely talk then he turns into the incredible Hulk. That's why he asked you to help him express his feelings. Hulk likes the Inception so much that like it's really complicated. They have n layers. The first layer is hate, second one is love, third one is hate, and so on. Okay, so it's an alternate that hate, love, and then hate again, and then for example, if n is equal to 1, then his feeling is I hate it. If n is equal to 2, then it means if it is odd, then it's hate. If it's even, then it's love. Okay. If it's 1, then I hate, and if it's 2, then I hate, then I love it, and if it's 3, I hate that I love that I have it. So please help Dr. Banner. Single input and the input of layer love, hate. Wait. Let you like the feeling of complicated. They have n layers. First layer is hate, second one is love, third one is hate, and so on. For example, if n is equal to 1, then his feeling is I hate it. Or if n is equal to 2, it's I hate that I love it. If n is equal to 3, I hate that I love that I hate it. Okay. Okay, so every sentence is ending with it, and it starts with the number. If it's odd, then it starts with I hate. If it's even, then it's end with I love it. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So the only line of input contains a single integer. So okay, so let's start with on the VS Code. So it's already gone on the VS Code, and we will first, and then we will start the code. So it contains no test kit, so we'll directly with code. And the first line of input contains the, so it contains first line of content integer n, so to sc.next, and sc.next. So we will run it as a for. First, we will make a string builder as str is equal to new string builder. So we will first loop from the I is equal to 1 to I less than the given number and I plus increase. Well, if I percentage 2 is not equals to 0, we will add I hate. Okay, so str.add I hate. Add I hate. Sorry, it's not, it will be not add, it's append. And if we have, let me wait a second. And if we have an even number, means if else, capital S, else str will be appended with I love. And after all the things, so we will, after this all the loop, we will I love, and after I hate it, I hate that, love that. Okay, so we are also adding that in the middle, that in the middle, that.
भाई ये सब क्यों कर दिया भाई? भाई मिस्री का क्यों कर दिया भाई? मिस्री के लिए क्या करना था?
And after every string, we are also adding upwind 8. str dot string. We will have string s dot 2. We will just trim it out so to remove the excess. But first, I know it has a lot of bugs. So first we will check. So if this one, it will only add I hate it. Okay, so we are adding no spaces here. We will manage it in somewhere else. So I hate and I love. So after that, if the sentence exists, if the another sentence exists, then only it means if I is not equal to n, then only it appends the word that. Okay, so but before that, the one thing is also common, that if n is not equal to if I is not equal to n, then also we are appending a null character. So it's not on this chart and not on the end, and we are appending the spaces. So just spaces so that we first write I hate and then one space if it's not the end, and if it's not the end, then we're also adding that. So eventually we don't need then the trim. We have already managed the spaces, and at the last we are ending the it. Let's fail. Okay. We haven't shout s. So let it check it only starting at 1 from I equals to 1, I equals to n. So it has taken an input Sn. If I percentage 2 is not equals to 0, it means 1 percentage 2 is not equals to 0. So this must have str that appended I hate, and so this fourth line doesn't run, and we came to write directly to this point. Then how it doesn't work? Okay. It's not equals to n. Okay. We can manage this right there directly. So str dot appending it. String s is equal to string. What if we just counter it with directly string builder? Why it's giving only receive output? It is only output as it. It means these are the code it's not running. But n is equals to 1. And here the n is equals to I is equals to 1. That's equals to, sorry, I'm really sorry. Equals to I hate it. Okay. It. Okay. we will check if I is equals to H. This means if it is the last character, then we will also when the space character. Only when it is the last character, like this, if it is the last character. So this must have run perfectly. Okay, it's passed. Okay, it's also passed. Okay, good. Let's go. This is our final code. So these type of questions, which includes the different number of spaces, must just collided with the main answers. So let's check it by submitting it. Let's see what happens. Yes. I don't know if it's the server of the Codeforces is very slow or my internet connection is very slow. But it's only about I think Codeforces because all the other like lead code it runs perfectly and like ZFZs it runs completely fast, very fast. These are very fast, but only it's a Codeforces problem, and it's happening from a like really from a long time that these are very slow. You know what? Okay, so it's Hulk and it's been accepted. So we have finally solved our first question, and I think it takes around 12 minutes, 13 minutes, 12, 13 minutes around. Okay. The warm up was little too much warm up. So we will go through the next question. So we just solved this part of the questions, and we will now solve the divisibility problem, which is the next questions. Okay, let it load. Okay, you're given two positive integers a, b, and one. In one move, you can increase a by 1. Your task is to find the minimum number of moves you need to do in order to make a divisible by b. It is possible that you have to make 0 moves. A is already divisible by b. You have to answer t independent cases. Okay, so we have to check if a given number a is divisible by b. But we know that it can only happens. Okay, so we can see that it can only happen if we take a modulus of a and b. If it comes out to be 0, then it's perfectly divisible. And if it comes out to be a certain number, certain integer like n, so we have to increase the a by n so that it is divisible perfectly. So let it just start. So let's start this coding, and we'll, okay, it's now gone for the base code. As it contains the test cases also, so we will first start with the test cases, and now so it's taking two inputs. I have to see which two inputs it is. It is in the range of integer. Okay, we can take. Oh no. The test cases are in the range of integer, and the numbers are in the range of 10 to power 19 long. So we have to use the long. Long. Okay, let me give. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Okay, we are checking the divisibility problem. So first we will check if A is already divisible by B. Okay, these are numbers A. Okay, so we have taken the two inputs. First we will take the two inputs, and okay, no, we don't have to go on the outside of the while loop because we are testing it for the three different test cases. So long A is equals to SC dot next long. Okay, so now we will first check if A is already divisible by B. if A is already divisible by, then we have to just simply print out it as 0 because it takes 0 moves to make A divisible by B. So if this condition is not true, then we will proceed for the purple clauses that let it is long remaining. Let the long remaining is A percentage B. So it means the remainder. This is like if we divide A by B, the remainder is the extra amount which we have left after division. It means that if we remove that extra part to make it divisible, or we can add some extra part to make it divisible. But we know that in this particular question, like in this, let me tell you, in this question, we know that A can only increase. It only increase because it cannot decrease. It cannot decrease. Okay, you understand? So it can only increase. It means we cannot. It means we cannot. Okay, we cannot remove the remainder. Otherwise, if it was allowed, we have just subtract the remainder from the A, and it is perfectly divisible then. Okay, so we can only add. It means we have to determine how much to add. So you know that if we can it's just if int, sorry, it will not long, then the extra we have to add to A. This is the extra amount we have to add to the A to make it divisible by. So A minus remainder. This will be the extra amount that we will add to the remainder. Then it will become A. So now this is the extra. So we have just to print out extra. We just check, and it is comes out to be the wrong answer. So I got to know why it comes to be wrong. That is B. Okay, so I mistaken it with A. So B. Why? First of all, we should understand why this is working. So you get it here, like A cannot increase. Oh, sorry, A can only increase because this is given in the question. It is given that in one move you can increase A by 1, and there is no decrease. So you have to only increase the A. It means that just look at it. So if we divide something like let's take an example, like if we are dividing B divided by A, so we know that if remainder is equals to n, it means n is the extra if n is the extra. If we remove this extra, then A would have been divided by B. It means that if 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 we divide this A by B, then extra amount and remove this extra amount. So either they to make it divisible, we have only two options. To remove this, to subtract. This will be a better term. To subtract this term, or we add B minus remainder. This term to make it divisible. So as it ran, so first we will check it for the, oh, what happened? Okay, Uh, okay, so we are going to check for the other test cases. It as the here in all the test cases are in the range of integer. We have to check if it is work the same with the long integer or not. Okay, the load presets. Okay, it's just accepted. Why it gets accepted? Why it's not happening here?
26 मिनट 26 39 26 22 1
Or
देख रहा सीधे
it's again submitting.
नहीं रे
Okay,
सवेरे
okay,
5 बजे
okay,
उठ के
okay,
दिन
okay,
देखा
okay,
5 से
okay.
9 बजे तक देखा 4 दिन तक
What is this doing? Okay, Happy New Year. So okay.
हो गया
So it comes.
बहुत रील देखा
Okay, so we will head toward the next
मैं
question.
देखा तो उठेगा
And to the next question, we will try to make it little faster. So I wanna be the guy.
देखा का नींद नहीं आ रहा था तो सोचे क्या करें खाना बनाए
Okay.
तो सोचे नहीं सोएंगे पर यार
So these are all the parts of the question. So it we can see that it has came in the Codeforces round 268 division 2 div 2. So in the previous parts of the Codeforces they usually give very simple questions. So that's why all the div 2 question now it is come in the 800 rating. But if you compare it to with the today's div 2 questions, they even their A part questions are about rating of above 1000. So let's so these were the time, but because the competition were very less, so now the competitors are very high. That's why they are creating some difficult questions. So let's start with the there is a game called I Wanna Be a Guy. I Wanna Be the Guy, consisting of n levels. Little and span one. Little Y are addicted to this game. Each of them wants to pass the whole game. Little X can pass only P levels of the games, and the little Y can pass only Q levels of the games. You are given the indices of level little x pass and the indices of the level little y can pass. Will little x and little y pass the whole game if they cooperate each other? It means that x can do certain tasks and y can do certain tasks. We have to determine that if x and y work together, can they perform all the given tasks? So the first line we have contain the integer p. Okay, so testing. So when p distinct integer given it to ap, this integer denotes the indices of the level. If the next line contains fi, it is assumed that the levels are numbered from 1 to n. So okay, so
सबसे तो हम ही मतलब जब से भी लाइव ही तो है यूट्यूब पे
so let's take it.
उसमें उसका नाम क्या है अच्छा इन्हें को नहीं पता है क्या ये बात ओके हम इसीलिए इसके लाइव में गाली दिए जा रहे हैं
So we start. So it start
भाई
from the
सब्सक्राइबर
there's no.
इसलिए इसीलिए बोल रहा है आज को
So it contains the n and the integer n is in the around okay 100. It says in the 100 range. Okay, so there can be a multiple ways to do this. Oh, no, wait. I selected the wrong questions. I wanna be the guy. So now it comes with the
मतलब कलर से कलर भाई जब पानी टंकी लगते हैं भाई हम भाई पानी टंकी लगते हैं एक्सपोने सारा इसलिए हम
and it's okay. So there are multiple ways to do it. First is if we can if obviously we can use a hash set there and or just let's say we have well, what is the level starting from integer p0 p distinct integer okay p distinct integers integer contains n. The next line contains an integer p. At first, p at first, then follows p distinct. Okay, distinct character. These integers denotes the indices or level. The next line contains the next line contains the level little y can pass in the same format. Okay, so we have to first given that the integer n will be the total array size we have given. So first we will for make for the little x. So start it and int and equals to s0 of next, and it will be the size of the given x size, and make an array ax as new int. It is the size of x and int r. Well, this all the parts was taking their input. First, we will take some inputs and then we will consider the approaches to answer it. So, EX. So, we are taking input here. And now, in the similar format, we have to take the input for the Y. These are the levels which little y can pass. So, we have gained that, and now we are taking int. P A Y. Okay, A Y. It's a better name. Sorry for my naming things. Okay, integer and y. So this is the levels. This number y indicates the levels which y can pass. So now we have to take the y different inputs about which defines us that which are those y levels which y can pass. So we will take input for this too. Okay, so the array we have created for little y is ay. Okay, so this was all the only output things. Sorry, input things. Okay, it was for little y. Now we have to check, does this y this array and this array, we have to check if they both contains all the numbers starting from 1 to n or not. So okay, so they it is starting from 1. So we can make an integer array of answer as of size similar to the given n at the starting. This states the number of total levels. These are the total levels. As we know, the arrays are indexed from the 0, but here we have given the levels from the 1 to n. But in the array, we have ranges from 0 to n minus 1 if the n is the provided length of the array. So now what we do is we go for int I is equal to 0, I less than x and I plus plus. What we do, the approach we are going to do is we will traverse for all the levels x can pass and point the answer array as negative on those tasks. After doing all those, we will traverse the answer array and then check if there are left any zeros. So we can find that those are the levels not touched by both A and B. So let's first 1 to x, and for those answer of I is equals to minus 1, and we will do same for the y2 and I less than y and I plus plus, and we will mark it as -2. So we will now only check one thing. Like for we will traverse the array if int I is equal to 0 and I less than a and s length, or we can simply it is n. So I plus plus. We will check if our answer array, which here initialize means all are initialized with 0. All are initialized with 0. It means answer I plus plus. Answer of less than n. Okay. Wait. Here, what the I denotes here. So it denotes that the numbers on these axes, it means ax of I. So at this position, we have to make the numbers as negative. This term is representing the levels which x can pass. But what if it comes to be a n? So for to make it accordance with the 0 in the index, we have to negate one. Same for the other one, ay of I minus 1. We are doing this just to fit it into the array. Okay. Now we have to just traverse the array. If at any moment we find the answer of I is equals to 0, this means that this at this index, this level have not been reached by either x or y. They both were not able to touch this level. So if this happens, then we let's say make a boolean flag. Boolean flag is equals to, let's say it true. So if we find something, if we find an index which has not been cleared by x and y both after the play, we will mark the flag as false, indicating that yes, there are indices which are not touched by both of them. And if we find even a one index, we don't need to traverse all the index after that, because even if one index is found to be false, then it eventually make all the test cases fail automatically. So after that the traversing, we will check that if the flag variable we have made is still true or false. If it is all true, it means that this piece of code has never run. It means that the flag is not, no, it means the flag was not marked as false anywhere at the moment. So if this happens, it means that we have to print I become the guy. This part here, I become the guy. And if this not happen, if we found flag as a false, it means we have to print the other statement. The other statement is given as something like, oh, my keyboard. So this is the code. I think it should run correctly, and it's passed. Okay, so let's go for it. Submit it. Okay. This is becoming very slow. Okay. Now we paste our solution, and now we submit. Let's see if all the test cases run correctly or not. Okay, running. Okay, accepted. So it means the code was right and the approach was also right. However, you can see that the code we have just written, like we have traversed the first x, when they as mark it as negative, second x, the mark negative. There are a bunch of other algorithms or approaches you could find to answer these all the questions. Like you must have used the hash maps. So we can feed all the values of x in the hash map and all the values of the y in the hash map, and then we take out all the hash maps one by one and mark it somewhere else. And we can also do that. We can feed all the numbers in the x into the hash map and all the number of the y into the same hash map. After that, we take out each each input, each elements from the hash map and add them. And after adding all the numbers, we will find that the the resulting will be same as the sum to net sum sum to natural number n. It means that if it took sum from 1 to n, then and we sum all the elements which are covered by x and y. If both comes equal, it means it means x and y can reach all the levels. And if the sum is less than if the sum is less than the sum of the natural number from 1 to n, it means there are at least some numbers which was not reached by either x or y. So there are all the bunch of other questions like so we've seen that we can use hash map to and some bunch of different approaches in such cases. So this was the third. So here I will take some 5 minute break just for some rest, and after just 5 minutes I will come back. So this is a break for 5 minutes, and I will come back sooner. Okay? Okay. So I will first stop my watch right there to keep maintain of the task, and I will start it right there. So till then we have to just break. So I am back and let's start for the stream. So we have taken about I think around 5 to 10 minute break. So however, let's go for the another questions. So we have did till now the I wanna be the guy, to build the problem and the hull. These all are the A part of the questions and we will further move from the second one. Now let's go for the second one and we will and after one more question we will move to the lead code for the mode problem solvings. So let's go. Now is insomnia cure. Okay, we'll go for insomnia cure. Okay, let it load. And the the question says the one dragon, two dragon, three dragon. The princess was counting. She had trouble in falling asleep. Okay, so this is like a games which we like in children's like small kids they used to sleep while counting sheeps like one sheep, two sheep, three sheep. Like we all have used to do it in childhood. So she had trouble falling asleep and she got bored and counting limbs when she was 9. Okay, so she's counting the limbs. However, just counting dragon was boring as well, so she entertained herself at best she could. Tonight she imagined that all dragons were here to steal her, and she was fighting them off. Every cave dragon got punched in the face with a frying pan. Every elf dragon got his tail shed into the balcony door. Every nth dragon got his paw trampled with sharp heels. Finally, she threatened every ant dragon to call her mom, and he is a true impact. How many imaginary dragons suffered moral or physical damage tonight? The princess counted a total of D dragons. Okay, so we give it the D dragons, and we have to tell how many of the dragons have suffered something terrible physically or mental pain. Physical or mental means either he withdrew in panic or like a threatened or got their tail shut on the balcony door. So like this punch, frying pan, tail got shut. These are some physical damage. And the door tremble on sharply. These are also the physical damage, threatened and okay. This is a mental call. Calling a mom is a mental damage. So we have given a single integer. And these are the things. The first three defines the input data contain integer and K, L, M, and D, each number in a separate line. Okay, so this is the total number, and these are the alternate numbers which shows that the dragon suffered a physical or mental pain. So it's what approaches could work here? Okay, so let me think for just 10 seconds. We forgot to start our clock. I got to remember after saying the 10 seconds. So we remembered our clock is right there. Don't have to minimize. We have to make it to the right corner so that we can drag it on. So let's start 12. Here it is. If the K value, L value, M value, N value, if any of these comes to be 1, it means every one of them is going to be suffered at some point. So if it contains 1, it means they will all suffer. But if it comes out to be 2, then one approach we can do is we can follow four loops, and for each increasing the number, increasing the dragon, we can cut it off. And after that, like the previous question, we traverse all the area of this land and check if any of that is unharmed, if any of the dragon is unharmed. So okay, let's check our approach. So we will also get back to the most efficient one, but first we will follow the whatever we get it. So as it contains no test cases, so we'll just do the directly codes, and all the test cases are in the range of 10 to the power 5, which means they are in the range of integers. So all the first integer denotes the k, l, m, n, and d. So int k is equals to this. Yeah, next int. Same for the l, and same for the m, and KLM n. So KLM and d. So these are all the okay, sorry, these are int d. So this is the number of dragons. Okay, so number of dragons. So we can first do is that we can loop all of them together. Like first we can check if if either k is equals to 1 or l is equals to 1 or m is equals to 1 or n is equals to 1. If this is the case, we have just to d. And if it is not the case, then we will just loop over all the numbers or all the dragons just to check. First create an array of new edge of length n. So this is the length we are creating. So okay, so it's good. Now we will check all for the for loops, for loop if I is equal to 0, I less than k not less plus. If you need to check with okay, these are the kit type with dragon. So we are going for if now if just error of I minus 1 h equals to minus 1. The minus 1 represents here that the dragon has been damaged physically or mentally or at any way. So this is how she is counting. So now the same we are doing for the other 4. So okay, what was the shortcut? Okay, it is Control Alt and Shift down. So we are doing same for the K, it's L, and for the mth dragon, and for the same for the nth dragon. And after it means that all the array which we wanted, we will say the array contains all the dragons, the numbers of dragons. So this okay, now we will traverse the array as int is equal to 0, I less than error dot length I plus plus. So now check if we find any dragon unharmed, means if error of I is not equals to minus 1, it means this dragon was unharmed at any way. So we will first create a flag value as which we initialize it as a true. It means that yes, there are dragons which are unharmed. So now we will use this variable to denote if any dragons comes out to be without any harm. So if we found an index where the dragon is unharmed, so we will flag this as true. We initialize it to false because we are assuming that no, that she or almost damage every single dragons. So after the traversing all the flags, sorry, all the array, we will check if our flag boolean is true. If it found to be true, it means that hey, wait. We don't have to answer if all the dragons were affected or not. We have to count if if we have to count, we have to count we have to count how many dragons are affected. So here, like in this case, the every second, every third, every fourth, every fifth. Okay. So we have to improve over the loop. If r is less than, we have to get it like if r is less than d, because we will traverse all the way to the d. Okay, and here I plus is equals to l. I plus is equals to m. Okay. It was k, and then the l, and then plus is equals to m, and then plus is equals to n. So this is how it will jump. Like the approach is, first we created array, and then we cross each dragons by jumping these indexes. So it starts from the obviously k, it will start from the l, it will start from the m, it will start from n, and we will go all the way to equal to t. We will check its efficient solution later, but till that we will do this. After that, now we don't need this boolean flag. We want a number of count. We want count as 0, and we will check if this equals to negative, then we will count will be increased by 1, and after that we just solve the value of count. Let's check it, and it passed and it failed. Okay. Okay, so it failed the array index out of bound for length 5. This is equals to n. Okay. Array is of length n. Why n? Oh my god. Okay. I understand the problem. It should be of length d, because these are the number of dragons. How the hell this test gets passed? After that, okay. So this one. There was some part. So I initialized the array with the n. Also, it was not the total number of dragons. So d was the total number of dragons. So we will now check our code right here. So we will now submit it. And here it is accepted. Insomnia cured. However, our insomnia is not getting cured because we are streaming it right at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. So So as I told this, after solving this question, we will move to the lead code, and only 10 minutes left before the first session ends. But before that, I would like to see an efficient solution for that. So let's check on this on the chat GPT about give give us the most efficient solution for this, or is this one good efficient? Your solution is already correct and efficient enough for this problem. Okay. They are using only one loop right here. And if I percentage k is equals to 0, I percentage n is equals to 0, if n percentage n is equals to 0. Okay, so okay, now I understand. So however, in terms of time complexity, if they are using a for loop which moves for less than or equal to 2, so in terms of time complexity, our code is already our test case is already efficient. Our code is already efficient. So yeah, to save our time, this is better. Like it's a better approach. Okay. Oh yeah. This was a very good. This was a good approach. So we didn't thought about that. However, so now move. We should I think move to the lead code problems. So let's start for the lead code. First, let's see what is the problem of the day. Minimum ASCII delete sum for 2. What is the acceptance rate? Is 70% acceptance rate? Oh, we can. I think we should see, or at least if it's not solved fully, at least we should see the problem. So given two string S1 S2, return the lowest ASCII sum of deleted characters to make two strings equals. What? Lowest ASCII sum of deleted characters. Deleting S. C. Okay, so we have to delete the things and make the elements equal, and after deleting all we have to sum all the ASCII values. Okay. Okay, so what can be the approach? We have to remove the lowest. We have to remove the lowest. Here I think we should use the frequency, character frequency array. That can work better. Okay, so if instead we turn both string into lead or ed, we would get answer of it which is higher. Lowest. It means we have to remove the lowest numbers of adds is this. Okay, we'll get it back after some times. We'll move for the input problems. So and Let's what should we solve? We are solving the array. Uh, okay, as the time is running out, I think we should just look them simpler ones. I'll just a. I think the time is about 5 minutes only left, so I think this is all I think about, and I should. I feel like that I should stop the streaming at the moment and starts after a break. So we are taking some 5 minute break right there, and I'm stopping the clock. So we'll right back after a break. Thank you so much.